So let's talk about what eScholar's is. And I started that company, really we were asked by a school district to put together a data warehouse for them. So my background is not education, it's clearly data. My thinking was, well, I've worked in a lot of different industries, and school districts and education must have a bunch of data, we'll figure out what it is. I really didn't know what the problem was I was trying to solve, except trying to pull together data. What we realized very quickly was that, yes, there's a tremendous amount of data in education. It's incredibly hard data to deal with. Now, the company that I founded after I was first at Procter & Gamble, and then their competitor Unilever, doing data warehousing and big data stuff for them into the early 90s, and then started a company called Vision Associates, where we did that same kind of stuff for everybody, around the world. So that's actually the parent company of eScholar today, Vision Associates company is. And we built the first data warehouses for IBM, for Coke, for Pepsi, for Verizon, the big insurance companies, you name it. And here we were now building a data warehouse for a school district. And well, we found out data was amazingly hard to deal with, because unlike a lot of other industries, you've got very different kinds of measures that have different time frames and that measure student performance in different ways. The answer on a question on a test, an attendance day or period, an event, a goal, something that stands for long period of time. Very different kinds of data that have to tie back exactly to millions of individuals. We said, oh, this is great. This is like a really hard technical problem. We were technical folks who didn't know anything at that point about education. And we could look at the data and say, even though our only experience in education was as students, that there was a lot of value in this. We could see things that happen outside of an individual classroom. We could see things that happen over time. We could gain insights that even a very involved teacher was not going to be able to see. They just couldn't. They could be very involved, but you're just not going to ask all the questions that we could actually answer right out of the data that we could see in front of us. So we decided that I decided that was where I was going to focus my attention, on that problem for the long term. Now it's been 17 years. What I realized from that, in looking at the data, and I still believe this, is this was an incredibly valuable problem to solve, and no one at that point was out there trying to solve it.